So to get the piston out, just kind of pull this front part off, and then the bolt comes out. That's the bolt. There we go. So I'm pulling this cylinder out right here, which is I think is the inner part of the bolt. So what the bolt slides on.
Okay.
On the inside.
So the power tube, basically.
The power tube, yeah. Basically the power tube. So that comes out right there. And you use the tool that the Revolution comes with to pull out the piston. So you kind of put down the chamber right there. And it has a little thread, you can see on the end of the tool. It has a little thread on it.
Yeah.
So you screw it in. And then just pull. And there's the piston right there. And the buffer spring.
Gotcha.
And so that's a piston you can add O-rings to either use CO2 or compressed air.
To add or subtract volume.
Correct.
To the valve.
Yeah, so if you're using CO2, you want to devolumize, so you add like O-rings. It's got little notches right there. And then that's the newer version, and Mike originally had two different pistons. This is the original CO2 piston because it's devolumized.
Higher pressure, less volume.
Yeah, and then this is the compressed air one. And so you can see these have little threaded portions in the front, so you can insert and remove them. And then basically you can just, if you're like switching over from compressed air to CO2, you add the O-rings right there. And then to put it back in, it's basically just the reverse. They kind of like just push it in. That's in. And then just unscrew it. Slide this back in. That's the power tube right there. Just want to tighten that up. And then there's the bolt. Now let me loosen this back so it tilts a little bit. And the bolt just slides on there, and there's a little notch right there. And so there's a little groove in here, and so you just lift it up, slide that on, slide it back down. Once you tighten it back up, it's not going anywhere. And then this sleeve right here basically slides over that. And then you
prevents it from being able to...
Yeah, and that's the chamber right there. And so it's semi-auto when you pull the trigger, but that's actually what pumps it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like it. It's rough on paint, so if you have brittle paint, it doesn't work great. But if you have like a little harder paint, it's an awesome shooting gun.
Cool. Okay, so Devin, show me how to adjust the velocity on the Phantom Revolution.
So it's right here. It's the back of the gun. There's a little thread tool that comes with it that Mike provides. It has a little plastic piece you just screw in. It's a little cover. Just pull out the cover. And the other end of the tool has like a little rod that you can stick in here. And if you see in there, it has little like slots. And you can turn that, slide in there and turn it up and down. And I guess it adjusts it 15 PSI or FPS, 15 FPS. Most of it's coming from the reg, but you can like do minor adjustments from right here. So if you're way off, you'd have to adjust the reg. But if you're just off by a little bit, you can just use this tool and get it right in there.
How consistent is it?
With good paint, I'm using DyeCG. I get +/3 usually. Quiet with the ball in the barrel, but it's loud as hell with no ball.
Show me how the tip fits in there. You don't have to adjust.
So it just slides right in.
Oh, cool. And then you just rotate.
Yeah, you rotate up or down.
Awesome.
That Mike, he's really tricky.
Yeah. This thing's freaking cool. This thing's cool.
Awesome.
This is the insert set that comes with it from Mike, and then this is the regular body. And so when you want to thread in to put in the barrel in or put an insert in, they're marked on it, and then you just, one side's beveled and one side has a little spot for the barrel, so you just want to slide in the right way. It just slides right in, and then you can screw your regular Phantom barrel in through that. That.
Cool. Show me the marking on it.
That's an 8.0 right there.
Okay, cool.
And so I think it goes from 7.5 or 7.7 to 9 something.
Here's our two spools. The black one is for higher PSI, less volume. The red one is for a lower PSI, higher volume, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay, cool. When you change without adjusting your velocity at all, just by changing those, what velocity change do you see? Do you know?
If you use CO2 with the wrong piston, the first 3 shots will be like 150 and they spike to like 350. So like you want to use the right piston with the CO2 or compressed air, otherwise you'll get massive velocity spikes.
Well, what's your efficiency on 12 grams that you've noticed with this?
12 gram, 25, right around 25, maybe 30. I don't really keep track, but I think it's somewhere around there.
Rad. And the side with like the 4, that's your front facing
That's
side.
the front, yeah, with the threaded part right there. And this would actually be the back, and this is what you insert it like this, like basically this way.
Cool.
Yeah, and so you can see like
Uh-huh. That's how you pull it out.
Yeah, that's how it threads right in, and that's how you pull it out and put it back in.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Devin.
Yep.